I hear you don't really die of HIV anymore
No, they
because
got
you're in everyone's on a cocktail of things,
yeah,
right?
they got medicine of it.
There we go. That's what
Yeah.
it's called, PrEP.
No, you die from pneumonia or some shit. And when you got HIV, last I heard, you don't really die from AIDS, but I don't know much about that.
Do you get sick very easily?
No, I know. I rarely get sick. I only catch colds.
I very rarely get sick either, and I like to attribute it to being Vietnamese because I think as a jungle Asian, I just have a great immune system. I very rarely get sick. My sister, however, gets used to get sick like crazy.
Did you catch the COVID?
I think I did catch the COVID. I didn't have COVID very bad though. It felt like a really bad flu, but
Mm.
I still had my taste. I still had my scent. But I got it maybe once or twice. A lot of people are getting COVID again right now because winter's coming up.
I don't think it's COVID no more. I think it's probably the
Just the
flu,
flu, yeah.
and they're calling it COVID. But I remember when I was a kid, people was catching the flu, and they were losing their sense of taste and smell. And I remember when I was a kid because I never caught the flu, and I was asking them, "Oh, what's it like?" And they were like, "Oh, my body ache, and I can't taste and I can't smell." And then fast forward like what, 35 years or so, COVID come around and people say they can't taste and smell. Like, man, I remember that.
Do you get your flu shots ever?
No, never.
I never get my flu shot. I
Never.
don't understand when people want to go and get their flu shot every year because it makes you sick to then prevent you from getting the flu worse later.
Yeah,
But I find that if I never get the shot, I'm always okay.
yeah. I find that stupid, and I still haven't ever had the flu in my life.
Same.
I never had it. I never caught COVID. My son caught it like 2 or 3 times. We live in the same house. I never caught it.
And you never caught it even with him being in the same house?
Never caught it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm just really, really happy that the pandemic is so long ago. Did
Oh
you have
yeah.
fun during the pandemic or no? Some people had the time of their lives
I stay
during the
home.
pandemic.
I stay home and play video games. I had just fought in Japan, and when I got back home, I heard that there was this pandemic that was coming. So I went on lockdown 2 weeks before everybody else did. I said, "Oh shit, something coming." I'm staying home, and I remember my friends was out there telling me that there was no traffic. It's fun to be out there. You got fast cars. You can go out there and enjoy your cars. The police ain't really pulling you over and stuff like that. And I was like, that's when I normally would go and get in my fast car and go and play and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay home. I just stayed home and played video games. And I wrote a book during
You
COVID.
wrote a book?
Yeah, I wrote an MMA book.
How was that? Do you like writing books?
It was my first time writing a book,
Yeah.
and I tried to get it published. I know this guy that he was like a writer or something like that, and I kind of we was talking. I kind of told him, like, yeah, I wrote this book. I kind of want to get it out there, and I sent it to him. He said, yeah, send it to me. I can't wait to read it. And then he like called me back. He said, man, you need to write an autobiography. I thought it was gonna be an autobiography. I said, I don't want to write no autobiography. I want to write one when my career is over and everything's done. Then
Yeah.
I'll probably write that. He was like, in order for you to publish this book, I want you to write an autobiography. I said, come on, man. This is an MMA book. I had started the idea to write it for my son, just in case. I didn't know about COVID, if I was going to get it and die. People was dying and stuff. I didn't know. I wanted to lead this book for my son so he can, go on as a fighter, because I wanted to teach him a lot of stuff about fighting, a lot of stuff that coaches and stuff don't teach you, and I get asked a lot of questions from fans on my Instagram about fighting and stuff. So a lot of the stuff in the book was a lot of stuff that people asked me, and I told him, man, just put the book out there. And so he said, all right. So we go and talk to these people that publish books, and I guess they Googled me and they came back and said, like, no, we don't want to publish your book because you humped a reporter.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
told you,
yeah.
yeah. So that was my dream. I said, yeah, but you know what? O.J. Simpson got a book. So fuck y'all.
Yeah.
So I still never published it.
Yeah.
And I trying to write a autobiography, because that's what my friend told me. And I got this ghostwriter that helped me because I'm not an author. And I just think the guy, he's great. He's a great writer. He's just too smart. When I read what he wrote about me, it just don't sound like me.
Yeah.
I
It
don't-
doesn't sound like something you would say.
Yeah.
So there's a disconnect there.
Yeah, he used too big of words. And I was like,
Do you like when people know a lot about your private life? Like the idea of an autobiography feels really personal to me, even though if you ask me a question, I'll give you an honest answer always. I just don't know. I don't have like a filter, and I don't feel a lot of shame in like answering whatever question. So I give out too much information about myself, and then I realize that a lot of people know a lot of random things about me, and suddenly I get really clammy and I don't want to tell anybody anything anymore.
Well, I've noticed since I've been doing podcasts that sometimes I say too much, because the crazy when you talking on a podcast, it's like you're compelled to be entertaining and tell all and be truthful. And I've been saying some stuff that been pissing off my family and friends, and but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Even whether some people believe it or not, it's the truth. And so I noticed that I get kind of embarrassed of some of the stuff that I say in the moment. But my life, I honestly think that my life is a movie. Growing up and the stuff that I can remember being a kid, I don't think a lot of kids grew up like me, and I always thought that my life was a reality show for God.
Yeah.
And so I don't mind telling a lot of that stuff because I'm gonna say it now. When I do write a book, I guarantee you, I would do a lie detector test, like in the on camera, because people won't believe me. The stuff that I went through as a kid, like starting selling drugs and drinking and smoking weed and cigarettes at 8 years old. Like normal kids don't do shit like that.
Yeah.
Running the street and doing all this, how I used to have to hustle and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that happened. I think it would make a good book and maybe like a good story, a good movie or something. So I do want to tell the story, but a lot of the stuff I don't remember, because I remember when I was trying to write it, I didn't remember, and I didn't remember time frames, and I know it happened, but I don't know when it happened, because my memory is really bad, because I started smoking weed really young, and I judge things off when my sister was born, because she was born when I was 14, and that's when I gauged, like, oh, before my sister was born, I got to think how many years it happened before she was born, because when I get old, I'm not going to be that old granddad like, oh, 1995, I did this. I'm not going to remember what year it was and stuff when I did shit. And I always see older people, they can remember like all the details with the dates and stuff, and I can't do that.
That's what I like about social media, though. Sometimes I feel really cringy when the more active I am on social media, because I'll watch back something I'm doing. I'm like, oh, why am I doing that? I feel like I'm doing too much. But then I'll look back at something I did maybe 5 years ago. I'm like, oh, that was so fun. I forgot about that. Yeah. I like being able to post stuff and being able to go back and rewatch, because I don't keep physical photos of things. I don't remember where memory cards are from things that I filmed in the past, whether it's me going out with my friends or spending time with my family. So watching back on something that I posted, I'm like, oh, that's so fun. I miss that. That's so cool. Because if I don't have something to look back on, I almost feel like my brain doesn't hold that memory anymore. Like it didn't happen.
Did you smoke weed when you was young too?
No, I just got hit a lot. So I don't remember much.
Where you get hit from?
Just being Asian, like Tiger Mom.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Your mom used to kick your ass?
Oh my gosh, she used to kick my ass religiously. That I also have really bad memory, but so does my mom, because she also got her ass kicked by her mom.
How old is your mom now?
My mom is in her. If you asked her, she would say she's 28. I'm 29, so I've officially outlapped her. But I don't even know. I don't look at my mom and think she's old, but I want to say somewhere in her like late 50s, early 60s, maybe.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, your mom like black dudes? What's up?
She thinks she has very particular taste in men. Her taste is, she thinks Bruce Willis is really hot. She thinks Richard Gere from Pretty Woman is a very handsome man.
She like the white
thinks no, not really. It, like, when I ask her who she thinks is attractive, usually she thinks more Vietnamese guys are attractive generally. But she also thinks Kobe Bryant is very handsome. I think her number one is Bruce Willis, and then number two is Kobe Bryant.
I met those two guys before.
Yeah,
both nice guys. Yeah, so I was just thinking, when you talking about your mom, I figured she was probably young. If I date your mom, then you got to call me daddy.
Can I just call, why daddy? That's weird. I'm almost 30. I don't even call my actual dad daddy.
What?
I call him Playboy.
Oh damn.
Yeah, when I pick up his phone calls, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Playboy?" I forgot what it was. I think when I was younger, I heard somebody call my dad that, and I didn't understand what it was. And the older I got, I found out that they called my dad Playboy because back in his day, he was a little whore.
Your
And
dad
he
was
used
a
to,
player.
yeah, he used to
Damn.
tell me these stories about when he was in Vietnam. He would go out with whatever girl would like run to his house and ask him out that day. And so like girls would be fighting to get to his house early in the morning to like spend time with him because it was first come first serve. Whatever girl came and asked him like, "Hey, do you want to spend the day with me?" He'll spend the day with that girl. And so girls would rush to his house in the morning to spend the
What?
day with him.
Yeah.
And when he came to America, I remember thinking that my dad was such a fob when I was younger because he spoke broken English and he's just super Vietnamese. So I was like, okay, he's a player, but he's a player of Vietnam, like whatever. And I guess when he came to the States, he made it a point to date like every single girl of every single race so he could figure out what he really liked. And he's
Yeah.
like, I still just want a Vietnamese woman, but yeah, I had girlfriends of all races.
You got to taste the rainbow.
Yeah, and so people used to make fun of my sister and I and say like, "Oh, your dad has a secret family, but not in Vietnam, in Mexico." I was like, "Why in Mexico?" And he moved from Vietnam to San Bernardino, and then they moved to Westminster. And in Westminster, he went to a house party. I don't know how he managed to show up at a Mexican house party, but he was there with his friends and he met this girl he said was beautiful, but she spoke no English, just Spanish. He only spoke Vietnamese, no English. Somehow they got together and he moved to Mexico to be with her for like a year. And my grandma would bring Vietnamese food to him at the border in San Diego so he could have some Vietnamese food.
That's
and
love.
when they broke up, he came back to America and just like ghosted her completely. And she,
The Mexican chick?
yeah, the Mexican chick, and the Mexican chick came back looking for my dad, like, oh, I want to rekindle things, but he like laid low until she
She
went
must
back.
have been crazy. You
Maybe,
know
but
what?
also like so was my mom. So
I've heard about you Vietnamese. I've heard
people
about you.
always say that. I don't
I've
think
heard.
we're crazy.
I've heard stories. I'm
You've
just
heard
saying.
stories. Do you have personal? Do I seem like a crazy
No,
girl?
no, you don't seem like it. But I'm friends with a lot of Vietnamese girls, and
Yeah.
they don't seem like that. But like I said, I've dated.
But you hear things.
I hear things. I think I've dated like one or two Vietnamese girls, but you know, like from San Diego and stuff. And the last girl I was dating was half Vietnamese and half Persian, and she was cool until she wasn't. Then
Yeah.
one day it was like,
That's how it usually is. We're great until we're not.
yeah, that's
It's like a switch, and suddenly the guerrilla warfare kind of kicks in.
that's not cool.
It's not. But what did you do to get us here? We don't do this unprovoked. We're a very loving group of people.
What I did to her, I'm not gonna say what she did to me that kind of made me like stop liking her. But what I did to her was when girls would comment on my Instagram, I would comment back a flower emoji.
Which flower?
The rose.
I
Give the
Okay.
rose.
Okay.
Teach me. Is that
The rose is a little too flirtatious.
How?
The rose is a little flirtatious. Maybe like a daisy or something.
well? I don't know. It's a flower. That's
Yeah.
it's the one that's in my thing because
Yeah.
that's the one
Yeah.
I give. Like when a guy say something cool, I give him the fist.
When a girl says something cool,
I give
she
her the
gets a
rose.
rose.
I said thanks, and I give her the
Yeah.
rose. It's an emoji. Like I believe in being social on social media.
Yeah.
When I have time, I try to reply to like the cool ones and block the haters.
Yeah. Do you actively block people on social media?
Oh yeah.
See, I stopped doing that because I can't look at it. I can't look at it.
You can't- what do you mean?
I try to look through comments only on posts where I know it's my people. Because anywhere else, I feel like I get backlash a lot, and it's not healthy for me to keep looking because I get addicted to looking at the good and the bad stuff. So I try not to be on social media for too long.
Yeah.
And I found out recently that people get a dopamine hit when they argue. So a lot of people like to go online and argue back and forth consistently with people because it triggers a part of your brain that's like, you get this dopamine
People
hit.
always argue over something to get.
And sometimes it's completely random.
Yeah.
Like Nadim and I will make TikTok videos or like Instagram reels and it'll blow up. And then there are people fighting in the comments over random shit that does not have to do with the video. And it's just like days on end, we're both getting notifications of people like arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to back away. I can't do this.
It's strange. I've noticed that. It's strange. But one of my friends told me I should just restrict them. Don't block them.
Oh yeah, so
But
you
yeah, so you
like
don't
keep a
lose
follower.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But me, I don't care. I don't want haters following me.
Yeah.
So I don't care about that. But if it's so lately, I've been restricting people. But if they say something too crazy, I've been blocking them.
I just also don't understand why would you follow somebody whose content you actively don't like. That's how I was convinced that a lot of people just wanted the dopamine hit of arguing, is because someone will follow me and say something shitty and I'm like, that's not cool, but whatever. I've been doing this long enough where it kind of just rolls off my back. But then I'll do something where I'm like, how long has this person been following me? And I'll go to messages and see if they've ever DM'd me, and you can see the slow descent into them being a fan and liking what you do to suddenly like, fuck you, I hope you die. I'm like,
I see it's different
well,
from guys and girls.
yeah.
So you saying that the guys they slide in your DM trying to shoot their shot? And
sometimes it's not even shooting the shot. Sometimes it's just like, hey, I'm a fan, I really like this, funny, laughing emoji. Sometimes flirtatious, sometimes not.
They're shooting that shot.
And then it gets more and more like, I hate you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah. It's them shooting a shot, and then you don't really like get them attention back because every guy's not going to be abrasive or aggressive.
Yeah.
When they slide
Yeah,
to your
definitely.
DM. They'll start off like that, and then they're hoping that you check out their page or comment back to them and stuff like that, and then they're like, oh fuck her,
Yeah.
she's not hitting me back.
I was like, girl, I don't know you. Not you. I'm talking the
I
men in my
know
DMs.
we already got that established.
Look, I just want to make this so clear. When I call you or anyone else like a man, girl, I'm referring to you as this is my version of dude. I do not mean it as you are a girl. Because as you said, you're an alpha male.
Yeah.
You're a werewolf.
Yeah.
I would never disrespect.
Oh yeah, that's
werewolf,
cool.
you know?
We're here now.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here now.
We're here.
I understand that. Yeah, it took me a little bit getting used to like, but only because of the times we live in now.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone's a little overly sensitive, both on like the liberal end and the conservative end right now. And things aren't very fun online.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on right now in the guys' world. Like, cause I hang out at the Jackson studio. It's all dudes there, and we all hanging out. We training boxing, we talking and stuff like that, and we can't get one sentence out without saying no Diddy.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Diddy changed the whole landscape of everything because, you know, we really didn't know he was like that, right? And then
you always hear rumors being like in the entertainment industry, but you don't know that's what's happening.
Right. And then so now you're hearing you're hearing stuff about other artists, and then you be thinking like, no way this artist can be on a down low or homosexual. No way this artist like that. And then stuff keep coming out, allegations about all the, and then now we don't know what to believe in. And so I come to the assumption like maybe some of these artists really ain't gay. They just have to spend time on the casting couch.
Mm-hmm. Pay their dues.
They got to pay their dues, and then they get turned out. So this is what I know about prison, and this is actually what changed my life. What I know about prison, and when I learned this is what changed my life. So dudes get raped in prison in America, and so dudes get raped in prison and they get turned out. So they don't start off being gay. They get raped, and then they come out being gay. And even those guys that say a guy got 20 years in prison, he's gonna get tired of playing whack-a-mole with his meat, right? So when he comes out, he's still gonna remember what it was like to give dudes back shots. And so I heard when they come out, they'll still smash women, but then they'll go back and start smashing dudes, and they don't, in their mind, especially in prison, they don't think they're gay in their mind because that's they call it man pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call it bussy.
This is what they call it?
Bussy.
Oh damn.
Not pussy.
Yeah, that's bad. And so if the allegations about Diddy is true, and he's making these rappers hit the casting couch, maybe they were straight and then he like turning them out, or maybe they only do it when if the allegations about Diddy is true, when Diddy makes them do it again, and then now all this shit coming out, and so that's what now that's changed the whole landscape of everything with guys. So whenever I'm talking to one of my guy friends, they say something, they gotta say, "Oh no, Diddy." It used to be pause. Now it's just
pause or no homo. Now
yeah. You know what? I never liked that term, no homo.
Why?
I never said it because I feel like anything.
Because all homo.
No homo.
Okay.
Because whatever I
Just
say,
checking. Yeah.
because whatever I say, it should assume that it's no homo.
Yeah.
If I say something like like you doing jujitsu, and you're like you want to start on your knees, because you have the choice. You start standing up like wrestling,
Yeah.
or you start on your knees.
Yeah.
So you look at a grown man, I'm like, you want to start on your knees? Then if I'm training with a black guy,
Yeah.
he be like, let's start on our knees, no homo.
It's like it should be assumed. Of course, there's no homo in this situation.
So that was an example.
Okay.
I never said it.
Yeah.
But the no diddy, I say it all the time. I think
No
it's funny.
Diddy just sounds a little more fun.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
fun. So,
Have you ever been to a Diddy party?
Hell no.
I don't know. You lived a long life. No, just checking.
I never been to a Diddy party, but after I fought Chuck Liddell, I was hanging out at rehab in Vegas at the pool, and I met Jamie Foxx, and he was really cool. I met Gabrielle Union that time. My brother hit on her.
Gabrielle Union was my biggest girl crush when I was a kid.
She's hot as fuck, especially real life. She's real nice and everything. And so I got to talking with Jamie Foxx, and we exchanged phone numbers. And he invited me to his party. He said, "Yeah, and I partied with Diddy and all that. But we was throwing the best parties, And I'm a new champion. Like people didn't know who I was at first.
Yeah.
Not the American, only the hardcore fans. So I'm a new champion, and UFC was really taking off and stuff like that. And I was like, he said, "Yeah, I got quads in my land. We come out there and party and stuff." And I never thought nothing about Jamie Foxx being like gay. I never got that vibe or anything like that. But for some reason, I normally don't mesh well with celebrities. So I was like, I thought Jamie Foxx was cool. I was been a fan of his, but I never went to any of his parties. So I never got into those party circles.
Yeah. Do you usually stay away from those, just like celebrity parties and events?
Yeah, I've never. I can't remember going. I used to hang out with Wilmer and stuff back in the day, and they used to. I used to hang out in the club with them, and I bumped to Chris Brown at the club a few times. I clubbed with Rihanna and stuff before, but it wouldn't go past the clubs. I never been like one of those guys who want to follow around the celebrities, because they just have different energy. I go off people's energy, and the celebrities they just they just have different energy. Like most MMA fighters, we don't consider ourselves as celebrities because because I feel like you're not a celebrity if only a niche people know you. Like me, I know my demographic. Mostly men know who I am.
Yeah.
And whenever I go out and a guy tell a girl who I am, first thing she come and do is apologize to me 3 times that she don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I get so sick of it. Like, look here, I know you don't know who I am. You don't have to apologize to me.
Yeah.
And then she apologized 2 more times. It's always 3.
Yeah.
For not knowing who I am. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't know how to say it in a nice way. How do I say it in a nice way that I don't give a fuck if you don't know who I am? How do I say this?
I don't know, because it is a little weird. I feel like it's a weird thing when people, because I have friends who will act in different movies, and I always think it's weird when they're out in public and someone can kind of recognize them from something, but they don't know what, or they see other people approaching this person for pictures or just saying like, "Hey, I like your work," and someone will come over like, "Hey, like, what do I know you from? What do you do?" And now you have to give this person has to give their resume to this stranger.
It's almost like you're bragging.
Yeah, but it's like you're bragging, but at the same time you're like trying to convince this person that they do know you, but you didn't want to do that in the first place. Like, "Oh no, you maybe this, no," and you're constantly getting rejected. Like, "No, didn't see that.
Yeah,
didn't see that.
It's
didn't
a weird
see
thing.
that."
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
When people come up to me like at airports or places, they're like, "Are you Rampage Jackson?" If they ask, I always say no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Because I feel like if you really my fan and you know who I am, you like, "I was up Rampage," but then at the same time, I don't take in consideration that I look different. Like I've gotten older, and I was bigger, and then I lost weight, so maybe that might throw them off. But I feel like if you got to ask, like you're not a fan.
See, with MMA fighters or just like fighters in general, when I'm used to seeing you guys in the like fight gear, that's all. I only can recognize you when you're in the pants and no shirt. I can't recognize you in normal clothes because I'll walk around Costa Mesa and I always see Cheeto Vera with his family just like walking around doing family stuff, grocery store, and I'll never really notice until somebody else points it out. I'm like, "Oh, that is."
Yeah.
I only recognize MMA fighters if they don't have a shirt on.
Yeah, he
That's
looked
it.
different now too because he shaved out his hair off. I saw him yesterday. I love that guy. He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
should.
feel like most fighters are funny.
Most fighters are cool, laid back. I think the only fighters that I would consider a celebrity is Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey, and
Yeah.
the rest of us, I don't really feel like we're celebrities.
Yeah. Do you think other athletes are like football players are celebrities or no?
I think so. I think some of them might be.
It just depends.
Just depends. But they
Yeah.
play football with helmets on, and I don't watch football, so I don't know a lot of them. But I think basketball players are celebrities.
Yeah.
Because any group of people, I feel like if you got kids, women, and men that know who you are, then you're a celebrity. And I feel like MMA fighters is mostly men. Like when I go out to the clubs or bars, something like that, I get dudes try to buy me drinks.
How does that make you feel? You're down, or you're just like, because it's a free drink at the end of the day, or is it like weird when a guy's trying to give you a drink?
It's weird. I would tell girls if a guy buys you a drink, he really does want something. You know what I'm saying? Because when it first started happening to me, I used to take the drink. I'm like, oh shit, I used to feel it's a free drink. 'Cause, when it first started happening, I'm like, oh, it's cool. But then one time, this guy asked to buy me a drink, and he brought me a drink, and it had like cigarette droppings in it, tobacco. It was I can tell it was a new cigarette. It looked like he just got me a drink and wanted to do something. Maybe he spit it, I don't know. And he opened up a cigarette.
Yeah, but he was like fucking with it.
He was fucking with me, and he gave me the drink, and I looked at it before I drank, and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I didn't do nothing. I didn't kick it. I just didn't want it. Then that was the last time I accepted a drink from a person. But what you can't stop is when I'm there at the place and the waitress or waiter bring a drink over, like, oh, that table gave you shots or gave you something like that, and I don't really take shots often, but I don't want to be rude. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, but at first it was cool, but now it's not. But it's not cool because after a couple of times, dudes, they want to give you a drink. Then they want to come over and talk to you. And when I could be on a date, or I could be hanging out with my friends I haven't seen in a while, and then they want to come and I brought you a drink. I don't know about your drink. They want to talk to you. I had a dude ask me for my phone number. It wasn't on no Diddy shit.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to be my friend now.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I ain't taking no drinks from no dudes now.
No more drinks from dudes at clubs, huh?
No, fuck no.
That's fair. I don't like taking drinks from dudes either. No, I swear. One, I already don't drink very much, like once in a while, very rarely, because I get the like Asian flush really badly, and I can't hold my liquor, so I purposely won't really drink unless I'm in a setting where it's like I'm at a family's house or I'm at like a friend's house.
Yeah.
I don't like drinking in public with people I don't know.
When you and the Dean came to the Kirgo pool party, I almost forgot about that last time.
Yeah, we didn't drink.
Y'all didn't drink?
No.
Did y'all like the party?
Yeah, the party was cool.
It was cool.
It was a sick party.
Yeah, I wanted to hang out with y'all more, but I was bouncing around trying to say.
It is hard when people, and that was, I think, the first time I realized what you were always telling me about, like, everything feels kind of like a work event because everyone wants to say hi, everyone wants a picture, everyone wants a video. So Nadeem and I are just like, you know what, let's just like fall back a little. I think he's like working the room right now.
Yeah, I was doing, because I was actually promoting the energy drink as well. But
what's the energy drink called?
It's called
Let the
F3.
people know.
Oh, it's F3. I always got this place around so people see it, but the drink is growing fast. I'm actually pretty impressed.
Yeah, I feel like every single week you're posting about it being in a new spot.
Yeah.
And you're always there actively promoting it too, which is really cool. Sometimes people will have brands and they just post a swipe up and then nothing else. I like when I see somebody creating their own brand and I believe that they actually like their product.
Yeah, it's a good drink. It's a new company and we got a lot of kinks to work out and stuff like that, but it's a good product and I believe in it, and that's why. I think you should come out with your own energy drink and call it Titty Milk.
Titty Milk? Wait, have you seen the movie Tropic Thunder? You have to, right?
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah. What was the
Booty Sweat?
Booty Sweat, yeah.
Drink Booty Sweat, baby. Drink Booty Sweat.
Oh, and then he was gay at the very end with his boyfriend Lance Bass.
That threw me for a loop, and I'm gonna tell you, I used to be friends with you might have to edit out the one because I'd be having these brain farts. What's the name of the guy who did Boys in the Hood? He passed away. John Singleton. I used to be friends with John Singleton, and he invited me to a red carpet event or something like that for actors and stuff, because he was actually the one who got me into movies and doing movies, and him and I became really good friends. And I met that Booty Sweat guy.
Yeah.
He was mad at me because I didn't know his name.
It's like Brandon something.
I didn't know that shit. I had only
Yeah.
seen him in Tropic Thunder, right?
Yeah.
And he his last name is Jackson. He got the
Yeah.
same last name. And John told me like, yeah, I'm with whatever guy, Brandon Jackson, whatever, and like that. And I guess I don't know if he had me on speaker or what. Now I was like, oh well, who's that? He said, yeah, he did Tropic Thunder. He did the other movie. I was like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And then when I met him and whatever his name was in the Tropic Thunder movie,
Yeah.
that's what I called him. And he was like, no, it's Brandon. He got attitude with me.
Yeah.
And John Singleton, I guess he didn't know who I was or whatever. Not,
Yeah.
And I don't never tell people they don't know. And John Singleton told him like, hey bro,
Chill.
chill, bro. That's Rampage Jackson, bro.
Yeah.
He will fuck you up.
Yeah.
He said it right in front of me, right there. Cause the dude was giving me fucking attitude. Cause I didn't know his
It's always
name.
weird to me when people get upset over stuff like that. I'm like, why? I always feel like if people know who you are, cool. But if they don't, why make a scene out of it?
Right, cause
You
you're
know?
an actor. You play different names, so I'm bad at names already, and stuff like that. So it made me. I was a big fan of him, even though he didn't have to be gay in the movie. I didn't care. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of his no more because of
Yeah.
because of the interaction.
Okay. Well, he lost a fan.
That's
but
right.
Let's get into Am I the Asshole for this week. So this one is going to be, am I the asshole for refusing to pay alimony to my cheating ex-wife?
Damn right. He ain't no motherfucker. Fuck it. You don't got to read. He ain't no motherfucking ass. Done. In the segment.
Okay. So I met my wife in my early 30s. She was in her mid-20s at the time. I was already well established and had a significant amount of money working as a quant and investing my savings diligently.
What's a quant?
I have no idea.
Is it like a male version of a?
Q-U-A-N-T.
Is it a male version of a cunt?
I don't think so. A quant? Wouldn't the male version of that just be a bussy? Because a cunt is a loam, as we know.
Yeah. You might be onto something. Yeah.
It's a quantitative analyst, so someone that uses computers to tell them what to buy and sell.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
So
Well,
like
we
a
learned
smart
something.
tech guy.
Oh, okay. We
Perfect.
learned something. Okay.
We learned what a quant was, and it's not the male version of a
cunt.
cunt. And so he saves his money diligently. She, on the other hand, had never gone to college and was content working for basically minimum wage. So when I met her, we clicked instantly, and I fell head over heels for her. We got married and moved in together, and soon after 3 kids, when we were expecting our firstborn, she had told me she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, I was jealous, but I went along with this since it seemed logical.
I got a question.
Yeah.
She asked to be a stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
and why he's jealous of that? Is he using the wrong words?
He says he's jealous of it. Maybe it's because
He wanted to be a stay-at-home dad.
he doesn't want to work, or maybe like she has the option of staying home, whereas he has to work,
Okay.
probably for several different reasons, because he's clearly making it seem like he's the smarter one out of the two, and she's only working a minimum wage job, so if they're together they have a family. That responsibility will lie on him no matter what, whether he's like the man or the woman, because he's the more successful one.
Okay.
So if he's not working, the family probably goes to shit.
Okay.
So he says he's jealous that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, but it makes sense. So she spends the next 20 plus years as a stay-at-home mom taking care of our kids while I work 12-hour days and then some. I'm not demeaning stay-at-home moms, by the way, but in the context of our marriage, she had an extremely easygoing lifestyle. A couple of years ago, I discovered that she had been cheating on me with her friend's husband. Divorce obviously followed.
The dirty bitch.
Dirty?
The
Hooker.
friend's husband.
That's crazy. I
Double,
wonder if
double.
it was her friend or his friend.
That's double betrayal.
That's so crazy to me, because when my friends have a boyfriend, they become like an extension of my friend. Like, they're not their own person in my eyes. That is your boyfriend. That is not, like, he is not my friend now. You are my friend. And this is your boyfriend who comes with you. He's almost like a Tamagotchi. He's like an additive, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if, like, I had a boyfriend and I'm around his friends, like, his friends aren't my friends. Those are his friends. We just all get along because I'm with my boyfriend. I don't see it as like we're all friends, and if we broke up, we'd still all be cool.
I'm not gonna lie. Some of my friends in the past, I've wanted to smash some of my friends' girlfriends, but you know, I would
But
never.
based off of just like morals, you can't do it, right?
No,
Or
no.
are you like,
No, I wouldn't. I
Be
wouldn't.
honest now.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
I wouldn't smash any of my friends' girlfriends. I don't think I don't remember. I don't think I've ever done that. But maybe after they break up and I ask my friend, they go, oh, it's been a while. Let me go ahead and hit that. If they say okay.
You get permission?
Yeah, I'm a real one. I get
No,
permission.
I respect that a lot. I feel like as long as everyone's on the same page, it's fine. If has someone said no and you're like, okay, well I tried.
Well, one person did say no, but I kind of asked him too late.
You asked afterwards.
I fucked up.
Be like,
But I fucked up because the girl, she downplayed their relationship.
oh,
And I didn't know
okay,
they was.
yeah.
I didn't. It wasn't like we was all hanging out. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That they was. I thought honestly, I thought that he was just. She made it sound like he was just using her for sex or whatever.
Yeah.
They was
Like
just
it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah, yeah. So
And then you find out later, like that was low key wifey.
I found out that it was more of like a relationship, and I asked him a little bit too late. I was like, damn.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I told him.
Yeah,
I
you're
can't
like, hey, so sorry.
believe it.
Didn't know.
Yeah, because I thought he was going. I thought he was going to say yeah, because it's an ego fucking crunch. It hurts, but still we be like, yeah, go ahead, man. Go on. I don't love her. I ain't with her no more. But then he told me everything. Like, man, she lied, blah blah blah. But she turned out to be really good. So I just kept smashing though.
Yeah.
She was good though. I don't know why he let them. I know why. I know why he let it go.
Yeah.
Crazy, but she was good.
Okay. See, with girls, what we do is I can always tell how serious a guy is about me and our relationship when I start dating him for the first time based off of his friends. Because if his friends start hitting on me, I know that he's not very serious about me. He's seeing other people. It always happens that way. Whereas if the guy I'm seeing is serious about me and it's like we've agreed it's just each other, we're kind of exclusive but not together, and his friends know that he's serious about me and it's for real, they will never cross that boundary. But every single time I post something online or a guy slides in my DMs and it's the guy I'm dating's friend, I know for a fact the guy is doing me so dirty right now.
We're going to come back to that. I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I will come back to that. Don't let me forget
for
to come
another
back
time.
to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll bring it
No.
back.
After this.
Yeah, right after this.
Okay.
Okay. So the only major asset we had in the U.S. was our house, which was a premarital asset. We had a shared bank account, but since I am a finance guy, I handled all of our investments. And for tax reasons, I invested it abroad in my home country. Now, if we had just grown apart or she said she was unhappy, I'd have no problem paying what's fair. But she, in fact, cheated on me. And this is what makes me resent paying her a cent. So in this divorce, she is awarded half of our investments made during the marriage, which is less than 90% of which are abroad in my name, along with the alimony for 20 years for 30% of my pay. So here I am, given an opportunity to get out of this entirely by moving back to my home country and never looking back. So I sell our house as fast as possible, move the money abroad, and move back to my home country while stringing her along about why it's taking so long to liquidate our savings.
Smart.
Once abroad, I immediately stop alimony payments. Now she has no legal recourse. I've double checked with lawyers and is left with her share of the small amount we had in the States. The reason I'm asking here is that my own children are split on this. My son is 100% on my side, while my daughters are 90% on their mother's side. I figured it would be interesting to see the opinions of the people here.
He just left the kids in America or whatever country.
It seems like it.
Now that's where he fucked up.
That's
man.
where I'm like, you lost me.
Yeah, I couldn't leave my kids. So.
Also, how old are the kids?
Yeah. Oh, 20 years. Oh, his kids are grown.
20 years.
Oh, yeah, his kids are grown.
Because his oldest kid must be grown already.
Yeah.
He might have one or two that are like on their way to being grown.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's less of a problem. I think as long as your kids are taken care of.
Yeah.
The issue with the wife and him is kind of separate. I understand wanting to show your kids that like, hey, your mom did me dirty and I'm just trying to protect myself and like take what he feels like is rightfully his. But at the same time, don't you want to set an example for your kids that like you know what? I'm not being completely honest. If someone cheats on me, fuck them. I'm taking everything.
Even if you got kids, you
As long as the kids are taken care of. I think when kids are really young, you gotta save face and put on like a good co-parenting situation because that impacts how the kids grow up and how they form relationships. The older the kids get, I feel like you can explain to them better what's happening. But kids are the sticky situation because
Right.
if it was just me and my significant other and he cheats on me and I was the one working while he stayed at home, because this has happened to me before, like I'm taking all my shit, fuck this, I'm going back to my home country, good fucking luck. But because there's kids involved, that's where it gets a little sticky.
Okay, see, I'm gonna have to be double standard on this because I am a big double standard when it comes to cheating.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm double standard when it comes to cheating is because if a man cheat outside of the house and sleeps around and he makes a mistake and getting the girl pregnant, that baby is not living in your house. It's out there and stuff like that, but it's not living in your house. But if a woman cheats and gets pregnant by somebody else, that baby is living with in your house with you.
Because usually it stays with the mom.
It stays with the mom usually, right? Because what you gonna do? Have the baby, or give it up for adoption? No, that baby's living in your house, and you raising another man's kid. And a lot of times, if she passed the baby on as yours, and you don't know, you hear horror stories about that all the time.
That's always so heartbreaking when people find out like years later you form an attachment with that child, raising it as your own,
And it's not
and then
true.
you find out it's like it's heartbreaking on so many
Can I
levels.
tell you something? That's
Yeah.
one of the worst things that you can do to a man. That's one of the worst things that you can do to a man, and that's why I'm double standard about that. So basically, in my opinion, I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's smart for handling it the way he did, because if you remember, she asked to be a single, stay at home wife, right? Stay at home mom, and he had to work 12 plus hours. So if she wasn't being a stay at home mom, he probably would have had to work less hours.
Yeah.
So he had to put the whole family on his back, and we don't know in the background like where they was living, what's the the cost of living where he's at and everything. So the guy said he working 12 plus hours, and she repays him by cheating on him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm with him. The only thing I couldn't be away from my kids. That's the only reason why I'm still here in Orange County. Like I don't feel like I should have to live here anymore. Right now, as I'm looking to buy a house, this is my it'll be my fourth time buying a house in California, and the money that I'm spending on the house here back home, insane. Back home in my hometown,
Acres. You get acres.
I will have a palace, right? And that's why so many rappers and stuff, they buy homes in ATL and they have like these crazy ass houses, and I could do that, but I just be miserable away from my kids living in a sick ass house.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I disagree with him, but it sounds like, and I'm giving him benefit of the doubt because he was married for 20 some years, so I'm hoping, I'm guessing his kids are 20 years or older. Younger, a little bit younger than that, because he probably had the kids close. That's the only thing I think he's an asshole about, leaving the kids.
Yeah, I think the kids is an unfortunate situation, but a part of me is like, it's rough that she's a stay-at-home mom with no options, because I'm sure there's more to the story than he's telling. This is just his side, and cheating is wrong. She definitely did him dirty. Don't get me wrong on that, but it feels like something in the story is missing. And
Like
as
what?
somebody, I just feel like he's probably not that great of a husband either, if I'm being completely honest.
How
If
you
you're willing to take off and leave your children behind, I don't think you were a very present father. And that isn't necessarily because he's a bad dad, but he's working a lot to provide for the family. So it makes sense. But he probably isn't a very present father.
Let me ask you a question. How many
Yes.
hours in a day?
What do you mean?
How many hours are there in a day?
There's 24 hours, and he's
And-
working 12,
and he's
and you
working-
got to sleep a certain amount. Yeah, I understand. I get it.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably is not a very present father, but a lot of fathers that have to pay all the bills and take care of everything.
I agree 100%. I agree. My my dad used to work insane hours when he worked in construction. So I get it. I didn't see my dad very much, but I always knew it's because he's taking care of the family. And if he could be here, he would.
Yeah.
The only thing that about this particular story that makes me feel like he probably isn't that present of a dad is that he fled to another country and didn't write anything about his kids. That's the only little issue I have with him in this situation. But like I also really empathize with him because I was in a very similar situation where I would work multiple jobs and then my boyfriend would stay home and just like do whatever he
You
wanted.
sugar mama.
I was a sugar mama and I never asked to be. I was a Splenda mama, really. I wasn't making that much money, but I had a lot of jobs.
I was a sugar daddy one time, and I did it for experiment.
Okay, and what did you find? One, did you like the experience?
No.
And two, okay.
I didn't like it because I didn't like it.
Some people love it.
No.
Some guys get off on it.
No, I didn't like it. I met this girl in Colorado when I was out there training for a fight.
Yeah.
And I thought she was like hot. I thought she was a 10.
Yeah.
And we both was Geminis. And so
You're a Gemini?
I'm a Gemini.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And we got along really great. She had the same sense of humor as me, and it made me think like, oh damn, now I believe in soulmates. And you know, I wanted to fall in love with this girl and everything, but so I moved her out here. I own my own gym. I got her a job at my gym. I got her. She lived with me on the weekdays, but I got her apartment for the weekends because
that's so nice of you.
Yeah, I got her a car. And because on the weekends my kids would come stay at my house, and my ex-wife would sleep upstairs, and
she was cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She understood I had kids, but then I found out every weekend she was off cheating on me. She would go to LA, would cheat on me. Got a job at my gym, and she was cheating on me with one of my employees. And this motherfucker was a bum. He didn't even have a car. And I looked down like the dude. I'm like, how you gonna be into me and into this dude? So I found out later she was.
Isn't it a little insulting when you see like the other person they go to? It's like we are not the same.
We're not the same.
Do not categorize me with this person.
Like, how could you? But this is the thing. I just thought that like she should have had a little bit more loyalty to me because of what I did. Not
because you were providing and you were making sure she's good.
But I found out that she was adopted. About her parents, and they wanted her to be in the Olympics for like gymnastics. And from the story she told me, her dad overtrained her and she got injured, and soon she got injured and they found out she wasn't going to make that Olympic whatever year they was training her for. They basically just threw her away. And I understand why people having abandonment issues because my dad was adopted. So I understood it. So I was like, I got you. I take you know, I took her and I take it. And I was crazy about this girl. Like I'd be out of the country and I just get this feeling like, oh, she's cheating on me right now. It's the craziest thing.
Isn't that crazy how sometimes you like your body just knows something's off?
You just know. And I call her up.
Out of nowhere too. Your heart starts like beating. You're like, something in the universe is wrong.
Yeah, I just felt it. And I'll call her up. I'm like, and she wouldn't pick up the phone. And then she would call me back like an hour or 2 hours later. And I was like, what was you doing? What was you doing when I called you? She said, what do you mean? I said, why you didn't pick up? You know what I'm saying? I know your schedule. Why you didn't pick up?
Yeah.
And I said, you was cheating on me, huh? And she would lie about it. I said, look here, don't play me. Don't play me for stupid. So you was cheating on me, huh? And she was like, how did you know? She found it came from Lisa. How did you know? I said, I could feel it. I know. And she listened to me. And I would have, you know what I'm saying? I never felt for her the same after that, but I gave her my word that I was going to have her back. And but the way she treated me, then I was like, man, I can't do this.
Yeah.
You, as a man, you're not supposed to take a woman back after they cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to be, and it didn't work out because I felt like the woman would not respect you. Yeah. And she didn't respect me. She in the beginning I felt like she liked me and stuff like that, but as soon as I started taking care of her and doing all this stuff, she probably looked at me like I was a simp. She didn't know why I was doing it. I didn't be a sugar daddy like that just to do it. I fell for her sob story. That like she didn't have her parents, she didn't have nobody, stuff like that. And
you wanted to be Captain Save-A-Ho.
I tried to be Captain Save-A-Ho, and I tried to save a nympho. She was a fucking nympho. I had no idea, but she had good sex, and you know that keeps you there for a little bit. But you know, I'm never going to do it again. Like if I'm in a relationship with a woman, you know, I was married. My wife was a was a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Could you ever be a housewife? A stay-at-home mom?
I love the idea of it because I think raising a family is really important and being a present mother is really important. But I don't like the idea that there is somebody who can hold money over my head. Because when I was younger, there were some adults in my life who were a little weird about money, and I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to go out and like hang out, no dances or anything. And so I was home a lot, and a lot of people in my family, to make me feel better for not having a social life, would like buy me things. They're like, "Oh, here's like a Nintendo DS. Go play video games and forget that you're not allowed to do anything." But then they hold it over my head later, like, "Oh, but I bought you that thing."
Yeah, I hate that shit.
And so now I think that's why I am kind of attracted to broke men, is because I like having the control of, you are never going to be able to hold money over my head, and you can never take me somewhere and not take me home. Like, you're not going to leave me stranded somewhere. I'll always be able to get myself out of a situation. And so I think I like broke guys because a part of me feels like it's safe, because I know I can get myself out of whatever situation I'm in if it goes south.
But you saying this, that you like broke men, but
I don't like broke men. This is just who the pattern that I fall into with dating. It's like, I don't like broke men, but I find myself I feel safer around men who don't have much. Like, emotionally, I feel safer. I don't physically feel safer. But yeah,
that's confusing to me. 'Cause
it's very confusing.
I'm
trying to break it.
I've never heard a woman say that come out of their mouth. I like broke men.
I don't like broke men, but that is unfortunately my type, and I'm actively trying not to date my type. It's going well so far.
Hey, I'm all about women being sugar mamas, because it's so many.
I'm
dudes.
not. Don't do it. Don't do
I'm
it.
double standard. It's a lot of men out there being sugar daddies. No, it's time for. Listen, I'm looking at the camera. It's time for women out there to step up. What they call it, drizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Sprinkle.
It's for men, drizzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's time for women to step up, because women want equal rights. Women are earning the same amount of money or more money than men now.
There are more single women owning homes than single men now in the U.S.
You know why?
Because women have more college degrees now.
Yeah,
than men.
And women taking the homes from the husbands and divorces.
No, it's more. The study is more single women are buying homes, not like getting homes from splits.
Listen, I believe that,
but I do think a lot of women also are getting houses like that too.
Yeah,
to be fair,
I believe that, and I'm all for women being successful and stuff like that. But this is my thing about the successful women. Don't brag about being an adult. A lot of women do that.
What do you mean?
All right, a lot of women brag about, I pay my own bills. I got this.
Okay. Yep.
And then it's like, that's been an adult.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we don't want to hear it all the time. Most men, we can date a woman that works at McDonald's. And like, you the only girl that say like you'll date a dude that work at McDonald's, a broke dude.
Hey, don't repeat that when we're around your friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell all my broke friends about you.
I will never look at any of your friends. Ever. If that's the situation. No, absolutely not. You're only telling your broke friends about me? What about your friends with money, huh? What about your friends who are nice? What about your friends who are tall, huh?
What? No, you like short broke dudes. That's what I'm
exclusively stopped seeing short broke dudes like a year and a half ago. Life has been pretty good since.
Okay.
I love short men. They just are fucking demons to me. They're menaces. Just the ones I choose. There are good short men out there. It's just the ones that I tend to date.
You know, in a lot of cultures back in the days, arranged marriages work out because women have a bad track record of choosing mates. A lot of women like the fuck boys. Y'all like the bad boys, and those are just not the right type of dudes for to settle down with. Maybe they will be later, but at the time, this is what I tell my female friends. If you see a guy that you think is hot, you think he's attractive, and he got good pickup lines and stuff like that.
No, absolutely not. I can't go for a guy like that because I know he's a little whore.
Right.
He's a little whore. He's too good.
But this is how women are. A ugly guy and a good looking guy can use the same pickup line and be a good pickup line.
Yeah.
But the ugly guy said it's creepy. If the good-looking guy said, "Oh, he's charming," this that he got riz.
Okay, but same thing with girls. Like men will never date an ugly girl.
That's not true. I had a kid with one.
With that being said, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Mixed Company. We will see you next week. Bye, guys. I'm gonna save you on this one.
Yeah, I hope my son don't see that one because he knows.
Bye.